Justin.
What is this actually worth?
About $6.
Hey, Justin.
What?
Okay, I got a question for you. What do you think of wind-ups and Inzectors? What do you think of them? Just tell me.
The hybrid deck or the both?
But either or, like individual.
I haven't seen wind-ups. I don't know. I heard that the wind-up, like pure build, can loop out your whole hand. I haven't seen it. I know what Inzectors can do. I know that Inzectors have a bad turn one. They have over-reliance on Hornet, but if you ever get Hornet, the game is over. You won. There's nothing your opponent can do to stop you.
I've heard about that. So would you say they're kind of unbalanced or pretty balanced? Yeah, no.
I don't know what to call them. Like, they're not consistent, and yet they are consistent. All you have to do is run 2 to 6 cards to get Hornet. Once you get it, you win the game.
Okay, okay, Mason, your turn. What do you think of wind-ups? What do you think of Inzectors? What do you think of both? Just let me know.
Inzectors are broken as hell first game. They'll probably win first game.
It's like
but
Monarchs. It's like a 90%.
the side will kill them. You basically have to counter side for it because they're gonna side in their consecrateds and their shadow imprisonings and all that stuff.
What would you side against, like consecrated and shadow imprisonings? Cards like that.
I'd have to side in the non-dark monsters. That's how it have to be.
What do you think of wind-ups?
Wind-ups, if they have first turn wind-up factory, shark, and a magician, you lose the game.
Oh, but so it sounds like the Inzectors are definitely better than.
If you have Valor in your hand, Inzector's gonna win that game because as soon as they drop Magician Valor, it's like done.
Now, what about the hybrids? What do you think of the?
I played it. It's better to play them separate because it's very inconsistent.
Okay. Alright, cool. Thanks. Ron, what do you think of Inzectors and wind-ups and both together?
Wind-ups, from what I've seen so far of the wind-ups, I actually kind of enjoyed the way they work. Like, there's all of their exceeds come together very well. They're defensive and offensive at the same time. A lot of the effect, though, comes from the non-exceed monsters like Rabbit.
So what about Inzectors?
Now, Inzectors, from what I've just seen so far of Inzectors, Hornet's a horn. But
I hate Hornet. Annoying card.
that made me mad. Anyways, but from the Inzectors I've seen, they equip a lot, which is useful, and they can use a lot of the equip cards that would go along with it, like release with Shockwave.
What do you think of the hybrid? I don't know if you've played it. The wind-up Inzector together.
I haven't actually ever seen it. I'm not sure how they work out together.
Alright, would you say Inzectors are unbalanced or unfair, or they're just fair?
I wouldn't say they're because none of them are actually that big. So, I mean, if you can run them over, like, but they were pretty strong first game.
Alright, so still balanced then.
Yeah, there's a balance in there. It's not too broken.
Okay, well, cool. Thanks. Okay, what do you think of Inzectors and wind-ups and then the hybrid?
Funny.
Okay. Let's start with wind-ups.
I actually like wind-ups mainly because of the art. It gives it the comical flair that this game needs. But loop-wise, they probably have one of the most broken loops. It's almost as bad as Gotham's when the X-Sabers had Gotham's loop.
I'd say it's worse because they don't take much setup.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what, 3 cards to do it?
Yeah, I mean, you can just do it turn 1. What do you think of Inzectors?
I like Inzectors. They remind me a lot of Heroes. Not their playstyle, just the way they look. Their playstyle, though, it's unique. It's a control deck, in my opinion, and hopefully I see a lot more pop up because I'm looking forward to this deck a lot.
What about the hybrid, the Inzector wind-up together?
Honestly, it's cool, but I'd rather go pure one way, especially money-wise. If you can't afford it, you're gonna have to go pure. You're gonna have to go pure either way.
All right, cool. Well, thanks. Okay, so wind-ups and Inzectors. What do you think of them?
The Inzectors are really broken.
Oh, I'm still listening.
All because of the destruction stuff. Robert's yelling like a retard. But wind-ups are awesome. I'm actually building wind-ups.
What do you think of the hybrid?
The hybrid's really good, but it doesn't go for as what each individual deck does as fast. like for instance, windups go for their hand loop faster here.
Yeah.
Hybrid, but
And Inzectors can loop
Inzectors
faster.
go for-
Together, I don't like them together, but it's my opinion. Which do you think's better? Windups or Inzectors?
which do I prefer?
Yeah.
I prefer straight windups.
All right, cool. Well, thanks. What do you think of windups and Inzectors? You know, the decks and stuff.
Like how?
Huh? Like, okay, what do you think of windups? Just
In what setting?
how they work and stuff.
Oh.
And, you know.
It's gay how they work, but they're not a good deck.
What about Inzectors?
One trick pony, you stop it once, never works again pretty much, unless they top deck.
What about the hybrid?
Hybrid?
Like, you know, windup Inzectors. I don't know if you played it.
I haven't
Maybe.
really seen the deck yet, but I mean, it can't be that bad.
Well, you know, most people said they hate them, so maybe they're not that bad.
Well, windups, I mean, to go through the combo, pretty much you have to have everything in your hand. They're pretty easy, and your opponent can't have anything to stop you. And there's a high chance that to create a combo.
I mean, Inzectors can loop like every turn.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Deck with Venus Chains, I mean, it's what your opponent has, not what the deck is.
Oh, well, okay, cool.